I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart. I'm a couple farm and go
welcome
act
back.
up.
Welcome back to another episode of the Epic Sports Podcast. In the house once again, it's me, Vernon. In the house with my guys, Ike and Jared. Our fourth member, for y'all who don't know, on Roku. Justin, volleyball. He may be joining us a little later. Man, how was y'all weekend? How was y'all sports weekend? I'm gonna ask that question. How was y'all sports weekend?
Mine was lit. It was great. I had a good time.
Okay. What about you, Ike?
Well, my Niners played Thursday. I was good before the weekend came.
Man, lovely.
The amazing game. I did miss out on some money.
What
I
happened?
need Justin here actually. I need to talk to him about him and Zay Flowers. All right,
He
that
should be
man
jumping in later.
cost me $300 by half a yard. Half a yard. But I'm not one of those people who are like, first off, I gamble, right? Like I know that I'm going into this knowing it's a gamble, so I'm not going to yell. I want to yell at Justin because I want to yell at Justin. I'm not yelling at the Flowers. Like I ain't one of the people who do like fantasy and be pissed off that your dude they perform well. Like it's literally a gamble. So, but I just want to yell at Justin because half a yard, one more catch, or literally 1 yard, $300.
Interesting. Yeah, that's tough, man.
That's really tough.
Yeah, nah, man. My weekend was cool. Yeah, man. My
Big
sports
dubs,
weekend was cool.
bro.
I know, man. We won. So it was a tough game. I was in Chicago Sunday, so I didn't get to watch everything. We was checking on my nephew. Was in a car accident, so real bad car accident. So, but he's stable. He's doing as well as can be expected right now. So, went and checked on him. So we was in Chicago all day, Sunday pretty much. So, but man, I did catch the end of that game. I was out in the waiting room, like throwing my hat all around and stuff, just with everything that was going on in the end of the fourth quarter and overtime. But we pulled it out, so I'm not angry. So, but yeah, man, let's get into this then, man. We're gonna start, of course, with college football. Just a little recap from week 4, man. We got Colorado gets his first loss to Oregon. And they were dominated. Didn't see that coming. Expected a tough game. Oregon is a very, very good team. They've been ranked all year. Came into this year ranked, I think, 10th for most of these past couple weeks. And Bo Nix, Heisman candidate possibly. Yeah, man, they were ready for them. I heard they got some inside info, but on how to play them. But yeah, man, they were definitely ready. Video leaked of the what was it? I think it was the pregame speech. Him talking about the Cinderella story is over, and they playing for clicks. And yeah, man, that was. It seemed like it was a setup, man. What they call them, trap games. It felt like it was a whole trap.
What I don't understand about stuff like that is like, if you would say that about a man and his team before the game starts, why even go to the middle of the field to shake his hand after the game? Because it's like some stuff you can say, it's just like, all right, cool. But that was just downright disrespectful. Like you've literally discredited everything he's worked for, everything he's trying to do. I just don't understand that. If I'm gonna make those kind of claims about somebody and about something that they're doing, there ain't no shaking hands. And I'm not even a sore loser, but it's just that if something pushed me that far, that being cordial is kind of out the window. So that kind of that just didn't sit right with me. And it's like some people might say, oh, well, it's just a coach trying to motivate your team. Saying somebody is doing something for attention, and this is something he's probably been thinking about doing since he was a kid, and put all, how many hours it takes to put into being the head coach of a Division I. It takes a lot coaching Little League. So I can only imagine how much it takes, how much time away from your family it takes being a Division I coach. Yeah, to say something like that about a guy and what he has going on, it's just outright disrespectful. There's no way. I think Deion would have probably went to the field and shook his hand after knowing what he said about him before the game.
Yeah, that was tough. I'm trying, like I said, and the reason why I say I feel like it was kind of a trap because, like you said, like you say that knowing that there's probably a camera on you. Like if you're saying that to motivate your team, you do that. Like when you know it's just you and your team.
Yeah, I mean the camera was right in his face.
That's what I'm saying. Like with a camera being right there, like you said that because you wanted it to get out to the masses.
And you meant it.
Yeah, you meant that. Like if you're doing that to motivate your team, you will do that off camera. You'll say what you gotta say because I'm sure there's a lot of things to get said like off camera, just within the locker room of a team to motivate themselves and to. You know what I mean? Whatever, right. If it's a rivalry or whatever, especially them being in a Pac-10, they all got history or whatever. But yeah, that was just kind of that was kind of crazy. So like I said, just the way things transpired and like, it really kind of seemed like it was something shaky going on. But I mean, a win is a win, and like you said, they dominated, and you got to come to play every game. You got to be prepared, and it just seemed like Oregon was way more prepared, way more physical, and just way more ready for everything on Saturday, man.
I do got a couple of things to that. Well, of course, yes, the camera's right there, right? So he knows he's motivating his team, but I mean, there's more than just motivating your team. You have to think he's recruiting against Deion.
That's true too.
So you ain't just talking to people in your locker room. He knows the camera's there, so he's got to talk to people outside of the locker room as well to be able to like, because I mean, he knows
to drive a message,
right? So you got to talk to those people who may be on the fence. You know what I'm saying, look at what we're doing over here. You can come add to this dominance of be on this side. You ain't got to go join them. And in all honesty, like it is what he say really that far fetched about Deion. His name is Primetime. Like he literally shows off. Like that is his MO. So saying that he does things for clicks is not necessarily like a far-fetched thing to say. It sounds disrespectful, but I mean, has anybody
very disrespectful?
Have you seen him do must be the money on SNL?
Like, yes, but my thing is like, as a player,
like Hall of Fame football player,
so right? I can see if he wasn't that good, or like
that's crazy.
And this is before social media.
That don't mean he's not doing it for clicks. I mean, he's successful at doing it for clicks. But
what you're saying is like he did that stuff as a player, and that was before social media. So you can't even say it was for clicks. You're talking about him.
Like my theme music is for clicks.
No, it's just him. Like that's not
like a coach. A way somebody coaches, like you said, the same thing about Deion. Like what he does to motivate his team and things of that nature. It's unorthodox. People may see it as showy and flashy, but it's him. This coach, this isn't this coach. You've never
man for clicks.
Anytime this coach has been in front of a camera, you've never seen him say anything like this about any other coach or any other team, ever. What Deion does before a game is the same every time. The way he talks after a game is the same every time. Even when he was at Jackson State, you know what I mean. When he first hit the scene. Everything's been the same. Social media.
He's a hypocrite because Bo was doing it for clicks too. Like absolutely doing it. Cool. Both of them are doing it. For clicks.
So would you say your
no? I agree.
Would you say your workout regimen is for clicks, or is that to better your life? Is something that you're invested in, something that you want to do, something that you take seriously?
I can tell you that if it is for clicks, this shit ain't working because ain't nobody watching it. But I will say this to an extent. Yes, because of the one or two people who do watch it who have used it for motivation, that's the only reason I still post any of it. It's because
I'm
there
talking about
are
the
like
reason that
2 or
you're
3 people.
doing it though.
No, it's
Like
just talking about you, just
the
like
No,
reason why
you
you're
yourself.
posting it
no,
could
I
obviously
not
is for people
do
to
it
see, but
necessarily for clicks, but if somebody said, "Hey, you doing this for clicks," I wouldn't be like, "Well, no, you're totally wrong." And if that was my like, if that is in my nature, like if I'm naturally a show off, I'm still showing off because I want people to see me. I want people to look at me. I may not
but then
necessarily always
that
think of it like I'm trying to get attention all the time, but some people just naturally try to get attention all the time.
if that was the case, then you would just go set up your phone, do two, you know what I'm saying, and then leave. But I'm sure all of your sessions isn't video because there's a greater meaning than social media as to why you're working out.
Oh
That's all.
no, I'm,
I
I'm
mean,
not. I'm
granted,
not taking a tripod in there at
I
all.
can't
No.
tell you how to. I can't
Like
tell you
taking
how
a
to feel
tripod.
about your thing, but I'm just saying, like, I'm sure that that there's something more than you just recording your whole workout and just putting it out. Because I mean, shit, at some point that could just be for a job. If somebody was paying you to
Mm.
record your workouts, that could be for a job. But I'm sure that you're actually in there working out, and that all of it isn't just put on social media.
Oh,
And in that
yeah, but see,
case,
I can show before and after. It's just like y'all saying that Prime is he's a Hall of Fame player, right? He's done great things. But somebody from the outside looking in could also say, "Hey, this can also be true." Like I'm just pointing out that it's not super far fetched to say, "Hey, you like attention." It's basically what that means.
yeah, you like attention, but he puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like Dan Lanning from Oregon is. So if
Mhm.
Prime is doing it for clicks, so is he. Like y'all in the
Oh
And,
no,
same,
and then
I
wait a minute.
y'all
totally agree
doing
with
the
And
that.
then
same
they put
thing. Y'all
out a
got the
Totally
same
whole.
agree with that.
opponents.
100.
But
percent
you say that, but then you turn around and put out a whole 2 minute promo video after the game, promoting your team and Bo Nix as a Heisman candidate. Like
Oh
it's
no, I
crazy.
absolutely
This is just
agree
the.
that he
This is
said it for clicks, just like he
right.
accused
And
Prime of.
right, so he can
Right.
now
100%.
promote this video. It's like
Yeah.
this is just the nature of sports. Period. Like nobody needs a media promoter. Like everybody can promote themselves. Like all you need is a phone and a little bit of time, and you can promote yourself. Like you don't really have to go crazy, but like now, like with Dion being who he was, like you said, back in the day, you know what I mean? Just how he played the game. And then like now, like expecting him to be different, not this has nothing to do with what you're saying, like per se, but like just him being different now, like why would we think he's any different? Like the same confidence he played with as a player, he's taking it into coaching. And he's
You can't,
instilling that
you
in
can't
his
say he was
team.
doing it for clicks back then. It wasn't no
Yeah,
clicks.
man, that's what I'm saying. When he no clicks back then, and he
It
was
wasn't
doing it.
no
So like
clicks.
now, like to try to say like, oh, they're playing for clicks, is like
But I
not
mean,
necessarily.
for
Like
the
this is their
record,
coach. They're going to take on the identity of your coach. Like,
yeah, and for the
I
and
record,
you
got
you
should.
recruit. You should be doing it for clicks because
Right.
you have to recruit. Like you're supposed to be doing it for clicks. Like so,
that's it.
I get.
And how you think he
I got
dominates
one
the
more.
transfer portal because of the the what do they call it? The mata, everything that comes with playing for Dion.
I got something to add to that before we move on.
Yeah.
Shout out to my buddy Jordan. Me, Jordan, my
Oh,
buddy Alex were in Dallas this weekend kicking it. So shout out to them. But
okay.
we had a couple conversations about this. Obviously, I was down there while the game was going on. We were able to watch it together. And my buddy Jordan brought up a good point. So he's like, so wouldn't the kind of the way they're treating Prime, like kind of push like black athletes towards Colorado? Because at some point
Mhm.
you got to look at your coach like, okay, I know what you're doing. Like y'all not directly saying it, but I
Mm-hmm.
know what the undertone of all this is. Like I know what it has something to do with. You don't think recruits will start seeing that and being like, nah, I don't really want to play you because you're we know what's going on. Like
Yeah. Right. Right.
I think you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, but I feel like
Absolutely.
we all know what some of this is kind of rooted
Hey,
in. Like
and I
it
want to
doesn't
say
seem
this real quick, real
genuine
quick.
stuff.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna be on the Black Podcast Network on Roku TV, so we can completely express ourselves and how we feel about
Right.
the things that go on in sports as far as I'm gonna say it, skin color.
Yeah, it
This
has a
is
racial
happening
undertone for sure.
because of not only who Dion was as a player, a Hall of Fame player, and all those things. It's also because it's a black coach doing it his way. He's being very narcissistic about it in a positive way, and he's promoting that throughout his team. And like you said, it brings in recruits. It dominates the headlines when they
And they
win,
don't want that. Dan
and they
Lanning
don't
don't want
want
that.
that.
They don't want
Exactly.
that.
So that's why now it's just as big when he lose, and that's what everybody was saying. Even we were saying, how's he gonna handle a loss? He hasn't lost a lot, not as a player and not as a coach. He hasn't lost a lot. Even in Jackson State, he started off a little rough, but still, they didn't lose a lot when you look at the totality of winning and losing in,
Right.
in football. Period. So now he done had, the great success starting off, and then he done had the big loss. And like we said, I said it the other day. What is it gonna do when he lose to one of those top tier teams, one of those Power Five teams, like one of those teams that's nationally known for being, great. And Oregon, I think, is one of those. They've had runs where they've been one of the top teams. They've won national championships. Like they've had Heisman Trophy winners. So like that's one of those kind of staple teams in college football that you look at. Okay, Oregon is talked about every year. So to take that loss and to see how they respond now going against USC, another cornerstone in college football, and Heisman trophies, championships, like that's what USC is known for also. So it's going to see how they bounce back, and if they pull off a win against USC, then
It's gonna be huge.
we're gonna be right back at it. We're gonna be right back at it, and it's very possible. Like I feel like the way he prepares his team and the way they carry themselves, they can beat anybody, and I think they've shown that in the first couple weeks. And even with the loss to Oregon, I still think, I don't think any less of them. I mean,
Right.
you're without your best player. You're both, your two-way player. Not that that's gonna make up 36 points, not at
Right.
all.
I get
But
what you're saying.
playmakers make plays, and in college football, the game can change with
Yeah, that's
two
what
or
it's
three
all about.
plays,
Some of these plays.
2 or 3 plays, and players. You know what I mean? And those players making those plays. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I just wanted to
I agree.
add, like, contrary to what most people might think, what Dion is doing is kind of for the culture right now.
Ooh,
So
real
it's just a
talk.
matter of time before the guys on Oregon. Yeah, they probably were celebrating this win, but it's gonna come to a time where they're just like, well, Dion is for the culture, and some of these other coaches might not be for the culture by the way they're acting. I'm not really sure. Guys, I don't know if guys feel like their toes are being stepped on by Dion coming in, having such a force immediately. The fact that he's getting more coverage than some teams that are, higher rated, higher ranked. I don't know if
Hmm.
that's rubbing people the wrong way, but if these coaches continue kind of agonizing him, what is it going to do for their recruiting with the black athlete?
But you
But
see, oh, go ahead, I.
I was like to touch on the last part a little bit. I mean, you know what it is. It's when somebody feel like you ain't went through the same trenches they went
Your
through to
fair
get
share of,
to where they are.
whatever it
You know what I'm
is.
saying? So they don't feel like he earned this right. And I mean, they can feel however they want.
Right.
But to jump back to kind of what you said, you and your homeboy was talking about. I think that's why Prime didn't really say anything about it, like in an interview, other than I keep receipts, because he
Right.
knows, one, you ain't doing nothing but pushing people towards me,
Right.
and I'm just gonna take this when I do get in front of my recruit's parents, and so on and so forth. I got this in my back pocket now to be like,
Right.
yo, like, this is what they're saying. So like, did you really want
That's
to
a
go
good
there?
point too.
And
And that don't leave that room. Like I can talk to you and your mom, and nobody at Oregon knows that I use what you said against you to get this recruit.
absolutely,
Exactly.
I'm gonna
I
play
didn't
this
even think
video
about that. That's an interesting
because
angle. I didn't think
because
about
a
that.
lot of times these kids they put out there what teams, their top 5 schools they want to go to, and every school that puts Oregon on there, I would be, if I Dion, hey, I'm sliding in Dion, hey, can I meet with you? And we're gonna sit down, and I'm gonna show the video. This is what I know. This type of person you want to play for. And with Dion, you're gonna get maximum exposure with NIL. You're gonna get maximum exposure if you're a top high school player in the nation. You're gonna get the top and That's all it's about nowadays. It's about exposure. You know what I mean? Who can
Mhm.
you who like pro scouts? How can you get in front of them? How can you gain their eyes? How can your highlight tape come across their feed? Because now they don't really have to visit all these schools to see you. They can hop on. They can hop on social media. They can hop on the school's Twitter, the Instagram, and they can see who playing. You
That's
know what I
facts.
mean? So yeah, nah. Okay, man. Moving on, man. I think we hammered that enough, man. Ohio sneaks past Notre Dame, man. Jeez,
Ohio.
that was a
Who's Ohio? The Bobcats?
Ohio State.
Ohio State, man. Come
I said
on.
Dang,
Ohio State, didn't I?
You said Ohio.
you
Don't
said
that's
Ohio. You
Oh,
didn't say Ohio. That is
okay,
a whole
my bad.
different
Oh, my bad. Ohio State. Ooh,
that's crazy.
sneaks past Notre Dame.
You probably should throw
Jesus
the D in front of that.
Christ.
I didn't even go to Ohio State, but it's cool.
Yeah,
Ohio.
not,
Wow. No, that's
uh,
that's just what the rivals call it. So I mean, I'm really
oh no,
not
I
that
wasn't. I wasn't
triggered,
being
but it was
disrespectful. I
just
don't
yeah,
got
yeah.
nothing
No,
against
I
Ohio
didn't.
State.
I know you didn't know, but yeah, I wouldn't be an Ohio State fan if I didn't take some kind of exception to that at the end of the day. I like it,
Absolutely.
but I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
Tough
good.
game, man. Man, like they pulled it off. That's all I
Yeah,
can say. I
man.
just say pulled
Well,
it off. Like
well, that went out the
what,
ass. Pause for
man.
sure.
Playing in South Bend is not an easy place to play. Uh, to go up there and it came down to the wire, but y'all pulled it off, man.
The
I have
last
nothing to
second.
say. It was
I,
yeah, it was a
I
tough
I don't
game though.
I don't ever recall us winning on like a walk off play. I can't remember the last time we won on a walk off play. Obviously, there's been some field goals as time expires. Where you
Mhm.
actually set up and
Right,
waste
right, right,
that
right.
just amount of time to kick. You know what I'm saying? But I don't recall seeing either one of my teams win on a walk off play. If that makes any sense. So it was crazy. Again, like I said, I was out of town, so I wasn't in my element watching the game. I was kind of you know watching what I could when I could.
Right.
But yeah, I just knew that was lost. Like, and it's like when you watch your team so much, you can tell when
You can
tides
just tell,
turn.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like you could watch like the first few drives and be like, yeah,
Oh
this
man,
ain't
here
it.
we
Like,
go.
this ain't it. Like, and then they were up 10-0 at the half. At half, I'm just like, that's never
But
been
that's
enough to
not
beat
enough.
anybody. Like, never. Like, not even IU. Like, that's never enough to beat
Yeah.
most teams. And then they was driving second half. I mean, they was just doing what they wanted at will. And I was just like, yeah, this one of them games. I take a L because I mean, I don't think any realistic Buckeyes fan will look you in the face and say that this team is the best team in the country. Like I would love to see somebody who would like say that or admit that. But I mean, hey, like it's the first time for everything, so I enjoyed it, of course, and survive in advance. So
Hey, that's what it's about, man. A win is a win. Granted, they put a lot of weight on teams you should dominate, but I don't feel like Notre Dame was one of them teams you should dominate. Like this score, the way it played out was the way it was supposed to play out. And
yeah, they're good.
in
They're
our
good.
rankings, and you'll see like not a lot changed between them two. And last but not least, Washington State, man, quietly one of the best offensive in college football.
Washington or Washington State?
I said Washington, not Washington State.
Washington. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I typo. But
You good?
yeah, man, they got like 3 receivers averaging over 100 yards a game.
Yeah,
Like,
they're balling.
and their
Michael Penix
defense is barely giving
going
up 20
crazy.
points a game. Like,
Like
they've
Michael Penix
been,
Jr. is going crazy, and it's crazy because IU had him. He
Bruh,
went
I
crazy
was just
against
about
us
to
one
say
year.
that.
Yeah, he went
Man,
nuts against us one year. And it's just like, what happened? I don't
yeah,
like how do
man,
he get away? But yeah,
yeah,
IU
nah,
had
man.
Michael Penix
it's
Jr.
it's IU, man. That's how he got away.
That's crazy.
It's just not known for that. I think he was fighting. He got hurt. And I think he was fighting for the spot between him and I can't remember who it was at the time, but I mean he went to the
Was it Trey
transporter.
Roberson or was that too far back?
Man, listen, man, this
Oh,
man,
it was the kid from Cincinnati actually. I think he went to Elder. What was that kid's name? Peyton.
I
Damn.
think you're right.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
feel
who
like I
he
should know
was.
more about the school I went to, but I mean, he made a decision that was best for him, and it just turned out to work out great for him, and not as great for IU, but I still love my alma mater, so I'm
As
sorry,
you
guys,
should.
but y'all let one go.
this man already got 16 touchdown passes.
That's nuts, bro. What
Over
is it?
16,
4 weeks?
yes, over 1,600 yards and a QBR of 94.
You
Their
said
first,
over 1,600 yards?
oh yeah, already.
Yeah, Buddy was doing like
Crazy.
He got
50 game or
1636, bro,
something.
right
It
now.
felt like
They're
it's
first in passing yards. They don't run the ball often, apparently, but they're averaging almost 50 points a game, bro. Like,
run for what?
yeah, no, they're 100. It's 102 in rushing yards, but shoot, it's ridiculous.
Run these routes.
Yeah, man,
That's what this
exactly. We're gonna
was.
run these routes. Yeah, man, they top receiver got 544 yards already with 4 touchdowns and 27
That's
catches.
ridiculous.
Like, they are not playing no games, and nobody's talking about them. Like I said, with with the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Texas. You know what I mean? You got all these prominent college football teams like dominating the headlines, and then you got Colorado, and Dion doing their thing, and then like Washington is just quietly just dominating. I just want to bring up this stat real quick. You got Rome. I can't say his last name, and I don't want to mess it up. Adunzi. You got Jalen Polk and Jalen McMillan all averaging over 100 yards a game right now. Like
That's sick.
that's crazy, and all of them got 20 plus catches, but their average is like 20 yards a catch almost. Like it's ridiculous. All of them got catches over 40 yards for touchdowns, and they got almost all of them at least got 3 TDs, and two of them got 4 TDs. Like, and their tight end is dominating also with 11 catches. He got 4 touchdown catches. So like, they are a pass dominant team, and they dominate. Even their running back, really, Dylan Johnson, 25 carries, 149 yards. He's averaging 6 yards a rush. So when they do run the ball, like, of course, they're just gaping holes to run through. Has to be. And even he got 2 rushing touchdowns. But yeah, nah, man, they're clowning. They're clowning. So keep y'all on the Huskies, man. And with that, man, we're gonna move into these rankings because they're ranked in the top 10 now, as they wasn't earlier this week. So right now we got Georgia still at number 1, Michigan still at number 2, Texas at number 3, Ohio State moves up to number 4, Florida State at 5, Penn State up to 6. You got Washington at 7, USC at 8, Oregon at 9, and then you got Utah moving into the top 10 to round out the college football AP top 10. So yeah, man, doing pretty good, man. So we're gonna move over to the grown man's league and get into those power rankings before we start talking about all the news for this week. We got Miami number 1 after hanging 70, man. You got to
Man,
show
that's
them some
crazy.
respect.
Somebody
You
has
got
to
to show them some respect after hanging 70. San Francisco moved to 2, respectfully. Kansas City at 3. Got Philly at 4. Buffalo moves up to 5. I think they were 7th last week. Dallas drops down to 6. I think they were 4th last week. Detroit moves up. Baltimore stays the same. You got Cleveland at 9, and then you move Green Bay into the top 10. I think with that comeback win over New Orleans, granted, no Derek Carr, but a comeback win is a comeback win. I think that moves them in with the way he's been playing and the way he's rallied that Green Bay team in the North, where they said it was wide open, but it seemed like it's going to be a battle between them and Detroit. Let's talk some Week 4 stories, man. DeAndre Swift, man, and Kenneth Walker, man, great performances this week.
look good.
They're crazy. I mean, they both ran well, led their team to victories. Seattle sticking to that formula, man. Run first. Back in the day when they was competing for championships, run first with Marshawn and pass when you got to. Keep it short and sweet. And like they defense is coming along also. So I mean, you got another good running back in Walker third, running and doing their thing, and of course Philly being a run first team. Swift went crazy, man. It's like they couldn't even touch this dude. Like, how did Detroit just let him go for nothing? Like, I mean, granted, you draft Gibbs, but
He was always hurt in
that's true.
Detroit. So I mean, I mean, it's still early in the year, so he
Yeah.
has been injury prone, but he's also running behind a much better offensive line
Oh,
to be
absolutely.
able to get. So I mean, he's always shown potential, but now he ain't got to be like demanding man. Like I ain't got to carry you to a victory. I could just be part of the offense, and it's all on Jalen Hurts really to get us these wins. You can just hand me the ball. I can do whatever I want now. Uh, it seems like he's running a lot more free with a lot less pressure on him. And again, he's running behind a much better offensive line. So like there's times where he's getting through the hole and like you said, ain't nobody touching him until he gets to
The second or third level
yeah.
almost. Like
And
that
at
was
Right.
that
like
point, if you were a safety back there, you might not that dude it get kind of stocky. Like I ain't hitting him.
yeah, no,
Not
so
at all.
yeah, he got some mass, but he also shifty too. Like, so even as a safety, like if you don't break down properly, you may be tackling air. He hurdled a linebacker the other day, like mid run, just jumped over a whole linebacker like it was nothing, and landed on his feet. Most running backs get flipped. He landed on his feet. So, I mean, whatever was going on in Detroit, he seemed like he's kind of rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated.
Yeah, rejuvenated in Philly. I mean, but like you said, running behind that offensive line, who wouldn't be, man?
I mean, because Miles Sanders don't look nowhere near the same.
Nowhere near in Carolina.
Don't get me
So,
started on them.
oh man, Detroit beat Atlanta convincingly, man. We was talking about Atlanta possibly being, the champion in the South, man. But again, that Detroit team, man, it's not the old Detroit Lions, man. I think MCDC Dan Campbell up there got them boys playing, man, and I mean, between them and Green Bay, man, who y'all think gonna take the North? Do we still stick with that? We still stick with
Hey,
possibly Green Bay or Minnesota?
I never said
I don't
Minnesota.
know.
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking like from last year.
I don't even remember who I picked. I don't feel like I was picking the Lions because the Lions they won the last like what 7 of the last 8 games of last year until
Yep.
they lost to Green Bay to miss the playoffs. I mean, they lost to Carolina the week before that. That's
No,
really
they beat Green Bay to keep Green Bay out the playoffs last year.
that's what it was. They lost to Carolina the week before
The
Green
week
Bay,
before, then
and,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah, and that's
what
what bumped
kept
them
them out
out.
of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, winning 7 of the last 8, uh, they showed if they can get any semblance of a defense that they're going to be able to put up points. Though, so
Yep.
offensively, was never worried about them. They did make some moves on the defensive end, and they definitely have been looking a lot better on the defensive end this year. So it's to me, it's not a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't remember who I picked in that division. I know it was not Minnesota.
I
It
think
was.
I had Minnesota.
I either picked the Lions or
We about to say
I
we
think I
probably
picked
picked
the
the Lions.
Lions
I was
though.
just saying like it just.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I
nobody
wasn't
knew
sure
what was
about
gonna happen
Jordan
in Green
Love.
Bay. Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
more sure about the Lions than I was sure about Jordan Love. So I'm almost positive I picked the Lions. But again, Minnesota was never even in the picture for me.
I mean, to play good defense, I mean, they held Atlanta to 6, which they got a lot of young offensive studs on that team. I mean, like you said, with Bejan and them and London and all those guys, like even with Pitts, like to hold them to 6 is no small task.
Yeah, their problem is they got Desmond Ritter throwing the ball.
Hey man, yeah, but I mean they're 2-1, so they like I mean they're not terrible. I mean they've been doing enough.
You know, I mean, people still think that they're gonna be a surprise team. I am not 100% sure that I'm sold on them.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be because I live down here and I just seen the fan base. They, they pissed me off that they were so pissed off that
Oh,
they
look like we
drafted
got
Bijan.
Justin there coming
And
in.
then yeah, he coming in. Turn your camera on, sucker. Uh, but they were so bad that they drafted Bijan. There was so many people that was pissed off that they didn't draft a defensive player, and now everybody's like, "I love Bijan." I was standing right there when you hated it like 5 minutes ago. Like, I don't like that, so that makes me not root for them.
All right, y'all. I just want to introduce Justin into the podcast. Finally catching up with us, man. Right on time, man. We just talked college. Man, we just talking about the week 4 top stories, man. Right now, we talking about Detroit and Atlanta, man. How Detroit kind of put a little whooping on them. But what do you think about that game? Did you get a chance to watch it? And do you think Detroit gonna take the North, or are we still looking at Green Bay or possibly Minnesota?
I mean, it's possible. I'll be honest. I was a little shocked, because of how Detroit played in week 2. So I'm not sure what to necessarily think of them yet. I think they still could win the division. But I mean, I don't know. Green Bay's defense seems like they playing well. So, I right now, if I had to pick one, I might lean towards Green Bay, especially since Detroit's lost a couple guys to injury as well. So that could hurt them down the stretch.
All right, and speaking of Green Bay, man, Jordan Love, hey man, puts on a majestic comeback against the Saints,
Yeah, that
man.
was
Yep,
nice.
That
yep,
was a for
Really
him to
nice.
look horrible in the first half and to literally come out in the second half and dominate, especially in the fourth quarter. I ain't gonna say the second half, more of the
yeah.
fourth quarter
Fourth.
than
Mm-hmm.
anything, man. I think that was a good win. It was a solid win and a comeback against the Saints where they kind of hang their hats on defense. What
Yep.
y'all think, man?
I think one thing I point out that was interesting is how the coach for the Packers decided to go for 2 when they got that first touchdown, or I think it was yeah, was it the first touchdown? I got to pull up.
I think it was. I think it was.
Yeah, it was their first touchdown.
Yeah.
So they scored. They scored three earlier in the fourth quarter, and then they scored a touchdown to cut the lead to 9. So instead of kicking the extra point to make it a 7-point ball game, they went for 2 to make it a 6-point ball game. Ended up scoring another touchdown, and that's what put them
Put them
above.
over the
So
top. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting. I would have done it. It was super ballsy in my opinion, but it worked out for him perfectly. And I was wondering if it was going to come back to that, and it did, and it paid dividends.
I mean, nowadays with you, I think in the fourth quarter you've learned that you may not get the ball back. Like teams run out the clock, like to kind of take that chance early, just thinking that hey, look, I don't want to give them a chance to run the timeout or us not get a possession. You know what I mean? Or something goofy happens. It's like, hey, look, if we can get this down to where we only got to score once and we can win versus going to a tie versus going to OT or any of those things where a flip of a coin, a bounce of a ball, and next thing you know, we lost when we could have probably executed a little better on a 2-point conversion or earlier in the game. I mean, like you said, it's definitely ballsy, but I mean, kind of foreseeing how the game goes.
Right.
Looks like a genius on the back
Yeah,
end.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like at first, I was like, "Damn, for real," but then it worked. So hey, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah. And last but not least, man, Kenny Pickett finally looks the part, man, from week over week. Like the Steelers offense last week was like the same thing we was talking about last year. Like all these horrible run plays, short passes, like all of that. And then all of a sudden you get Kenny Pickett and like I don't know what happened this week. Like they changed the playbook. They was talking about like Steelers fans was trying to fire their offensive coordinator after week 2. Like Matt Canada couldn't win in Pittsburgh last week. So like for go to that, I mean, granted it's only 23 points, and granted it's the Raiders, but I mean a totally different looking offense, man. Anybody else watch that game?
Yeah, I thought they often still look bad.
Yeah, I'm saying granted, it's the Raiders is a big thing. Like,
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, I purposely set that game out. I was nothing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just looking at the defense, it just looked different. Like than the
No,
week
I'm
before.
rocking with the defense. It's just I'm not really sold on
No,
Kenny Pickett in the offense, but
no, not at
defense is
all.
one of
They
those things
still
where
look
Well,
bad.
the defense is always going. I
if
mean,
you're wearing that
Steelers
black
is
and yellow, you're gonna be able to play defense. So
yeah, you don't make the team
that's
without being
they not having that, but the offense can still got some work to do.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, man, let's move on. Um, man, we to our favorite segment of the show. Y'all ready to talk y'all shit, man?
I think we should start this one off
I might sit this one
with
out. Yeah,
Justin.
because
You said this one out.
there's a thing here. I see two teams here that play each other. So
Wait a
I'm gonna
minute.
sit back. Plus,
Well, first, can we talk about the Bengals and the Rams?
I just said I'm sitting
I don't
out.
even know what I don't know what y'all talking
about.
about. I don't maybe my screen I can't see. I don't know what y'all talking about, so I'm gonna just wait for y'all to go
Okay,
ahead.
for the first time. All right, so that's right. You haven't. Justin hasn't been here, y'all, to the talk your shit segment. So this segment is basically we just talk about our teams, like what they did this week, like individual. Like you talk about the Ravens, you talking about Bengals, Niners, Colts. We just talk about our teams and how they play, whether it was good or bad. You just basically just get to talk your shit about your team, whether it was good
Oh,
or
okay.
bad. You talk about your team. So usually I go last. So now they're trying to push it to go first because me and your team played. So they're trying to basically them two. They trying to watch us argue. They
I
think
was
it's gonna be
saying
all right.
Justin go first since he ain't been here.
Oh well, yeah. Go ahead, talk
And
about
I
the
was
Ravens.
just saying I was sitting out this because what else I'm gonna say at this point?
Yeah, y'all destroyed the Giants.
49ers looking good. Yeah, they
That ain't
looking
nothing to talk
good.
about. It's the same old thing
Yeah.
every week. Until they lose, we ain't gonna really have nothing to say, and they're gonna have to get beat like horribly for us to have something to say. But
Talk to me after the Dallas game.
yeah, that may
The
be a
hell is that
test.
gonna prove?
Dallas just lost to Arizona, so
That, yeah, like that's
I'm
not.
like that's
Yeah, but I don't like Dallas. So
Okay, fair
that's a
enough.
personal thing.
okay. That's fair. That's fair.
All right. So Justin, what happened, man?
What you mean as far as the loss goes?
Yes.
I mean, there's a number of things. I mean, Baltimore's been bad all year. I actually, one of my guys is a Colts fan. And I told him, I said, I feel sorry for Colts fan if y'all excited about beating the Ravens. I
First
mean,
off, as a Colts fan, we're excited about beating anybody.
well, I'm saying like some people got a
Been
little too
there.
excited about
Been there.
it, a little too excited about it, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised Baltimore's won the games that they've won. Like their offenses looked terrible. I mean, they the injuries have already started to crush Baltimore again. I
Every
mean, they were
year.
missing. I don't know how many start. Like I know last week it was 7 against the Colts. I don't know how many it was up to. And I'll be honest, I'm still not sold on this whole offensive scheme that Buddy's running. It's trash. I mean, it's like literally the only reason why the game was close, and I know you watched it, Vernon, was because Lamar had to run that game.
Yeah, I watched the end. I was like I said, I was in Chicago.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I only caught the end. I just didn't want to be rude or disrespectful to the family and what we were there for.
Oh,
But
yeah, 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 yeah. It
uh,
wasn't. It
yeah,
wasn't
no, I
that. I
watched the
mean,
end and at the end it was literally Lamar Jackson running.
literally. Now
But
you know y'all got away with a pass interference, though. I
we
will say
did.
that.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like,
Buddy tackled him at the end. I said,
hey,
"Dang."
and when I see, bro, when I seen it, I knew the game was over. I was like, that's it, we lost right there. But then I didn't see no flags. I'm like, because yellow quick pop
Be
up on
like
the
Yep,
that,
screen
bro.
like flag. I'm like,
yep.
Yeah, you
okay,
get
cool.
some of them
I don't
joints
care. I take the
sometimes.
win. We need to
Right.
win. Like, look, we just need some
Sometimes
momentum.
you get some of them joints, bro.
Yeah, you
And
take it
like,
when you can.
especially in overtime,
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
really don't call a lot of flags just because like they don't want, and really nobody wants a flag determining the game, whether it's win or lose, whichever way. Like, you don't want a flag to dictate a team winning or losing the game. You kind of want to let them
yeah.
play, but that was
I mean, shit, if it's a
that was
Hey,
flag, it's a flag.
egregious. That was
he tackled my man.
egregious.
I said, "Dang, Zay got tackled."
That was
Oh,
egregious.
it was
Like, I'm
Zay?
like, EJ Speed. Yes, EJ
Yeah,
Speed.
yeah.
Man,
He
So
tackled him.
EJ Speed and that penalty. Wait, he probably, yes, he would have caught it. Zay Flowers was
Yeah,
catching everything, so
yeah.
So I should be
that
mad
wasn't even
at
a
you,
question.
Vernon.
You should be mad at the Colts.
Mm. I was gonna yell at Justin, tell him to call his boy Zay, and then ask why he couldn't give
Nah,
me
man,
another
Zay
half
didn't
a
drop no
yard.
passes. He
I
didn't
should
drop
be
no
mad
passes in that
at
game.
you.
He
Shit, if
he
you
caught.
got was getting tackled, he
He
wasn't
lit,
catching that one.
that's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
literally caught all his targets, so it wasn't his fault.
I obviously
No.
didn't watch that game, so now I'm gonna yell at you. I'm gonna yell at you a little bit later, though. I ain't gonna do it live in front of all these people.
You
But
wait. Well, when we playing 2K later on, you'll be cussing me out.
yeah, absolutely, 17 cuss words straight. Loaded up.
Yeah, man. But no, it was. I mean, I think it was a good game for the Colts without our starting quarterback. Like, to be playing with a backup. I mean, we had to kick 5 or 6 field goals, 5 of them from 50+ yards to win. So I mean, it's not like it was dominating or it's something to like really hang our hat on. But I think for our team and the morale and being young and trying to rally together, I think that was a good win and something that we needed. But yeah, man,
One of
it
the
was
few
a
games.
crazy game.
It was one of the few games I seen Justin Tucker miss a field goal too. I'll be
That was
honest.
crazy.
That was crazy.
I mean,
That was
60.
crazy.
I know about
Wait a minute.
61 yards
Yeah.
or something like that.
61 yards though.
Like,
It don't
They
matter.
could've
Honestly,
I agree. His
Honestly,
longest
for
is like
Tucker,
66,
hard,
but
bro.
like,
I haven't seen Tucker miss many, bro. I don't care
Yeah.
where it's from. So when he missed it, I was
wait a
like,
minute.
wow.
And it wasn't really like a miss. It was just short, and it was short,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
maybe this
Like
much
a
room.
yard.
Like
He got underneath.
he got it too high.
He got
it went
underneath
too
it
high.
too much, so he sailed it. He didn't drive it.
Yeah.
So,
So it was down the middle. When I seen it, bro,
Mhm.
like if you watch the game,
It looked
I'm
good.
like,
It
there
looked
it is.
good.
That's
Yep.
it. That's game. And then he was
Yep.
like, no good. I'm like, oh, it was short.
Yep.
That was
Because you
crazy.
couldn't tell. You
I've
couldn't
never
tell until
seen
they
Jordan
went like
miss a
this.
field goal.
Man,
Hey,
I was like,
Jared,
all right, cool. I'll
Me
take
either,
OT.
bro.
I was
Nah.
laughing. I was like,
I've seen it too many times. Like,
Not in those situations because he uses his
man,
money.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. He's money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
money.
So
So
that was new to me.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
wasn't accuracy, so like it wasn't like he
No,
hung
he
it.
wasn't
So,
left
like,
or right.
You can't be
He was right
mad.
down
You
the
can't
middle.
really mad at short. Like
yeah,
a lot of kickers is going left or right. You know what
Yep.
I mean? So, but to be that right down the middle and just
a little short.
a little short,
Yeah.
you can't really be mad. But they had a chance to win it in OT, and they didn't put him out there again.
Yep.
And it was
that
like,
was kind of weird too.
yeah, I was like, when I seen that, I'm like, all right, like, first off, I'm giving Justin Tucker as many kicks as he won't. Like,
Oh yeah.
you have a green light. You have the Curry light in kicking. Like,
Kick
you
that
think you
mug
can make it
from
from here?
long
Go on the
40.
field. Like,
Yep.
right, I don't care. You can kick this like a kickoff. I don't care. Like, do your thing. But to not put him in, I think that may have been a bad judgment call on Harbaugh, too. Like, you got to let Tucker keep kicking. But yeah. No, that's all. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah, I just knew that he was nailing that.
Me too, man. Like, I threw my hat.
Hey,
I threw my hat, so I was like, "It's
That's
over.
crazy.
That was it." But yeah, man.
but yeah, it's all in all. Honestly, though, I'll say this, and I'm done with it. I Baltimore. I'm just not. I'm not outside of the injuries. I'm just the offense is pathetic. I'll be honest with you. It's just pathetic at this point. They still don't. They still don't go down the field. Like I don't understand why you sign 30 receivers, but you're still afraid to push the ball down the field, man. Like I think the one time I seen it, Zay caught a bomb. It was like, hey, guess look,
Mhm.
you got guys who can do it.
Yeah, that
But
was
hey,
against us. I saw
yeah,
that.
that was against Cincy. Yeah, but like they don't do it. They don't do it often enough. I mean, even I've been saying it's like you throw it, but you throw a whole bunch of these bubbles and quick screens. But like Gus Edwards has actually been running the ball really well, and then until he got hit with the concussion, obviously against the Colts. But it's like he had 11 carries for like 51 yards, 52 yards, something like that before he went out. He don't touch the like they still not giving their running backs the touches like they should be getting either. So it's a real weird situation. So I'm gonna be honest with you, they Gary get their head busted this week against Cleveland if it ain't figured out. Cleveland Gary, that Cleveland defense is for real. That's
And my
that
thing is this: like, y'all play action should be ridiculous.
it
Like,
should be, but they don't ever put Lamar in the center. They
it
still
should
do that
be.
stupid shotgun stuff
It should be a. We should be running play action boots all day.
all day. Yep, I agree.
Get him out in space, and
Nope.
then if nobody's open, now I can make a move. Now I can dictate. Hey, look, the linebacker coming. I can. Ain't nobody going. He can shake whoever. He gonna get past the first, second level. Like
Yeah.
that's damn near a first down run every time. But
Offense is trash. It's
Yeah.
trash. So
look,
Sound
man.
like y'all just got hired as offensive coordinators for the Ravens.
Man, the injuries though, man.
But
I hated seeing,
yeah, that too. That's what I'm saying too, Jared. Like
I hated
and-
seeing Dobbins go down.
yeah,
Like
JK
that's,
like that.
yeah.
he can't
Again,
catch
and a
break,
contract
boy.
year.
He
Yeah,
cannot
man.
catch a break.
Nah, and his injuries is bad, like
Yeah.
ACL, Achilles.
Yeah.
Like it ain't
Yeah.
like he done sprained his ankle. Like he's, I mean,
You know,
he's
or
He's
broke
had
his
some
wrist
bad
or
ones.
something, you know.
yeah, like it's.
Nah.
I feel for yeah, I'm with you. I feel for Buddy,
He
man.
ain't got too many more
Crazy,
muscles to
man.
put back together.
Nah, honestly, I don't even think Baltimore brings him back. Unfortunately, I think it's just
And
one of
that's what
those
sucks because he's a really, really good back.
when he can play. Yeah,
When he's on the field, he's really, really good. And then it's like injuries, and now you don't even get one payday.
yep, for real.
Not even one.
Nope. I
Right.
think
And
he's
he
one
gets
of those
added.
guys who have that 1 year contract with a team next year to try to
Maybe.
prove that he can stay healthy. I
Maybe
think
as a
that's it.
number, and they probably put him as a number 2 because they be like he's not durable, so we'll put him in situations.
He'll probably end up in like Philadelphia or something.
Yep. Hey, I wouldn't
You
doubt
know?
it.
Yep.
He gets added to the use cases of why they not going to pay running backs.
Right.
Like
The running backs are literally supporting the notion to not play running backs.
Yep. Yep.
Like, and it's crazy and it's really messed up and I hate it, but they're
It is.
literally writing the narrative.
For
It's
themselves.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's
Against
like
themselves,
unfolding in real time.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's unfortunate.
Yep.
So what did you see out of your Bengals this week? Granted, y'all beat the
Man.
Rams. Like, why was it so close? Why do you think it was so close?
Shit, hearing Justin talk about the offense, ours is like I think 10 steps worse. Like our offense is, I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, I know Burrow's hurt, so I'm guessing that's affecting the play calls. I mean, I don't think we've ran out of center one time. We haven't ran under the center rather one time. So that, like you said, that kills your play action. You know, that kills your rollouts. You know, it just affects. You got to get really, really creative. For example, we did a play last night where we were out of shotgun, and then we motioned the back to the pistol position, and then we were able to fake it one way and then roll out, and then we hit Chase on the 43-yarder. You need that kind of stuff, but it's just difficult to do out of shotgun every play. So
and with your quarterback having a bum calf, like
that's what I'm saying.
do you really want to
kinda
keep moving him around a lot?
Understand why we're not running under center? Because I mean, it probably is hard as hell on the calf, you know, for getting out there to that stretch play. So I mean, I get it, but hopefully when he heals up, we can get to that. Pass rush. Our pass rush came alive last night. I mean, we had
had 6 sacks.
6 sacks. That was crazy. I'm like,
and you only gave up 2. Y'all dominated time of possession.
Yeah, we've only been sacked 5 times this year, which is for us that's great because I mean I think through 3 games last year we were probably up in the mid-teens. And something while I was thinking about what I was going to say, I was looking up to see who is leading the league in being sacked. Sam Howell's been sacked 19 times in 3 games.
Oh yeah, that's not surprising.
That is absolutely.
I didn't know 19, but I knew he was up there.
That might be higher than the rate Burrow was at that year. He got sacked almost 80 times or whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy. This dude is he's on a pace to be sacked. Let me see if it tells me. Oh, yeah, it's not gonna tell me.
Probably
But
not.
I like how
A
ESPN
whole
has his
lot.
projections.
A
A
whole lot,
million
like a
times.
whole lot.
A whole
A
lot.
Yeah,
million
that's
times.
crazy. 19 through 3 games is
He gonna start the
that's
offense from his back.
that's
Yeah.
Man.
horrible.
Hey, but you do remember I told you I said Ron Rivera hitching your wagon to Sam Howell's gonna cost you your job, brother. And I'm gonna tell you now,
It's
they
so
in.
many quarterbacks out there that you can pick up, like decent ones that'll get you through. You have a defense,
Man,
and
but
you
he's on
have
pace.
and you
He's
have
on pace to be
weapons.
sacked 108 times this year. I
That's
just did the
crazy.
math.
Yee.
That's
he
that's
ain't
crazy.
gonna he ain't gonna make it that long.
That's
Your body gonna give up before that happens,
He
that's
gonna
man.
quit.
crazy.
He gonna quit
Yeah,
at
he gonna quit.
halftime like
I don't know
Davis.
how. I
Hey,
don't know
like
how.
Davis, yep.
19 sacks. You've been
That's
sacked
crazy.
19 sack times through 3 games.
That's crazy.
Man,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not. But yeah, but like I said, the pass rush came alive. Cool. The young secondary isn't dying so far. So I mean, we'll see. It's a long season. We always start slow. We got to get away from that shit. But I
Because at
mean,
some point it's gonna bite you in the butt. That's just the reality of that.
one of these years it
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Hopefully it's not this year, but I mean it depends on Burrow's health. We still are reluctant to run the ball, although Mixon's been doing okay. I mean he's up
Mhm.
around 4 yards a carry, and that's really what you look for. That's like
Yeah.
the minimum, to
He had that
separate.
he had that
Yeah, because
nice TD
I
run
think y'all
last
only
night
has
too.
y'all had like 67 yards rushing that game. It wasn't
Yeah, but I
nothing
mean he
crazy.
ran probably 13 times,
Yeah.
15 times, something like that. So I mean that's not terrible. That's okay
They
as
s-
far
Yeah,
as an average, but
absolutely.
you got to get more runs. So
yeah, they
hopefully
don't
we
run
can.
it enough.
Yeah, we don't run it
Mm-mm.
enough at all. I mean, Burrow had like 31 pass attempts at halftime last night.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm.
That's
so
crazy.
little
Because
things like that,
Mixon
man.
had that nice touchdown run. I think it
Yeah,
was
that
his
was
first
14
touchdown.
yards.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but I mean, he had a nice cut. I mean, he's a powerful running back anyway. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and he
mean,
has good hands.
yeah,
mhm,
he's
he's
definitely
serviceable.
decent. I mean,
Yeah,
I would like to see somebody to compliment him.
yeah,
Which we
yeah,
drafted Chase Brown. He played one snap last night, so this is I don't really know what the plan is, but I mean, it's a long season. We'll see.
yeah.
Right. All right, y'all. Let's move on to pick'ems, man. Last but not least,
Hey,
before we get out of
give
here,
me a second here before we go.
records. You said what?
I just give me just I don't have anything to say about the last 3 weeks, but I will say because everybody's like, "Yo, Arizona's like not good," but they do play hard. They typically play us well. We could easily beat Dallas this week if we don't come into this game like prepared. Now it's
Oh
a
yeah,
divisional game, so I expect us to come in prepared. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a closer game than most people think. Just because I've seen Arizona play really good football for. Well, I mean, they played all 4 quarters last week. They played
Two
three really
quarters.
good quarters, two and a
against the
half good quarters
Giants.
against the
They
Hmm.
Giants.
should be 2-1. They could
They
be
should
3.
easily be 2-1. Yeah,
They
so
should at minimum be 2-1.
I don't want to go into this game like, oh, it's an automatic dub because
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect it to be easy.
Like I'll say this, I don't think it's ever gonna be an easy win against them just because that coach, the way
No,
he has them playing. So like even against y'all, like I don't think it's gonna be an easy win. Of course, I expect the 49ers to win it, but I don't think it's gonna be easy
it's gonna be tough.
because I, in my opinion, I'll be honest, I've been surprised. Josh Dobbs has been balling,
Josh
bro.
Dobbs just
Yes,
looks good,
yes.
He
man.
looks good. Like
Wait
And
a
he's
minute.
not
Wait a
mobile,
minute.
and we have issues with mobile
He
quarterbacks
wait a
sometimes.
minute.
yeah,
He wasn't at mini camp or training camp.
yeah, he
He
just came right in.
just got on the team week 1
Yeah,
and
because he
played.
was in Cleveland, I think.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
He
So
posted something
he
on social media to where
You see his
he was.
jersey?
Yeah, his jersey's not even one to be selected as far as like the team roster. So that's
I
crazy.
see. I cracked up. He said, "Man,
Yeah.
y'all couldn't even let me customize it."
nah man.
Yeah, that's nuts. So shout out to him. Yeah, he's playing well.
Okay, well, Thursday night we got the Lions and the Packers. We were just talking about them. This is the matchup. Who we going with? Well, who y'all going with?
You we
Don't
got
forget.
Packers.
three pretty garbage primetime games in a row this week. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay.
Sunday night is terrible. Monday is
Monday night's
terrible as
terrible.
well.
Yep. Yep.
So but I guess I'm gonna take I guess I'll go let me go Lions.
All right. Hey, who you taking?
Who is it again?
Green Bay and the Lions.
I'm about for. I'll be honest. I was looking at these rankings, and I'm okay for my man Jared because I think you're cheating him. Because how are you 32-16? He's 32-17. So I got lost into that. So I didn't.
I
I
might
see
have. It may be 30. I think it's 31. I think I typed it wrong. I
and
think it's
he would be
31.
31 and
Actually,
18 with me.
I actually think you missed a pick last week, though, Vern. I think you forgot to put
Oh,
one.
I forgot to do the
Now,
Colts. But we
right?
know I was going
You
for the Colts.
cheating, bro. You
It's
cheating
the Colts
again.
game.
You cheating again. I'm
Shut
sick of it. I got you, Jared. I'm sick of it. You put your picks in like everybody else. If they miss it, it's a loss. Take your L.
Look, it was the Colts. And I clearly picked the Colts.
Excuses are tools of the incompetent. You
All
didn't
right.
pick
Well,
them.
go back and check
in
the game
proof.
I missed. And we know who I picked.
Yeah, these numbers ain't numbering. Like,
That's exactly what I was saying, bro.
how do I have 49 games and Vernon? You have, yeah,
Because he cheating, bro. He
yeah.
cheating,
Go
man.
drop the boys. Yeah, this not mathing at all. But it's okay. Like, it's neither here nor there. We'll figure it out.
Whatever.
What we
So
got?
if we got
Man,
Falcons and Jaguars.
Oh,
Oh, did you pick your Green Bay? Did you pick Green Bay and Dallas? I mean Green Bay and Detroit?
yes. That's since I said Detroit earlier. I'm gonna just have to ride with him.
Man, there's a lot of bad football in the NFL, man.
Jaguars and
All right,
Falcons.
bro. Like, this game, like, kill this game.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Jags, yeah, probably.
Yeah, give me the Jags too, but it's just like
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
it's
I'm going Falcons.
This is
Jacks have looked bad, but I'm gonna give
Dolphins and Bills. That's a good game.
Ooh, now that one's good. I watched
That's a
that.
good
I
game.
will watch that.
I'm
for
going
sure.
Miami.
Why is that
mean-
not the primetime game though?
I don't know why it's at 1:00.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dolphins too. I mean,
I don't know how you can go against a team that just put up 70.
70. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
They still
for
gonna be
real.
riding that high. Vikings and Panthers. This is probably the worst game.
Jeez. Ugh.
I think the Panthers get their first win.
Against who now?
I'm
against the Vikings.
gonna say the Vikings get their
They're
first.
both
The
0-3.
Vikings gonna get that first win for sure. They have to.
I'm gonna ride with the Vikings as well.
We got Broncos and Bears.
No, my gosh. What
I
is
think the Broncos. I gotta
This
go
is
with
why I
Denver.
watch
Are these
college
real
football,
are these
dog.
real
Like,
games?
This is the real games this week, bro.
Like this
Oh,
this
my
this is
Lord.
exactly why I watch
It feels
college.
like random select. Like it just
Red,
Hold on. You said hold on, Bears and who, man?
Bears
The
and
Broncos?
Broncos. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Look,
Broncos
I don't
season
pick
might
the
be over.
games.
The way they just lost, they might have. Yeah, I don't even know.
you can't come get smacked after you got 70 put on you. Like they
Yeah,
had,
you gotta win. You
I
gotta
was
come
telling
back with a
Gordon
win.
this earlier. Like, yo, first off, I forgot Robbie Anderson was in the league. I'm not calling him
No,
chosen.
because I was gonna say, are you gonna call him chosen?
I'm not calling him chosen. Your mama names you Anderson.
we're not
I'm gonna
doing
call
that.
you Anderson.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
Yeah.
So that man caught a bomb, and I was like, who is this dude? Chosen.
Chosen.
He took off his helmet. I said, nigga, that's Robbie Anderson.
Yep. Nigga, that's Robbie. I know Robbie.
Robbie. Like we know him from the block.
Hey,
That's
hey,
Robbie.
that's Robbie from New York, man. I remember him.
Look, Calvin's got a job.
All right. I mean, hey, Ravens Browns.
Browns.
That's gonna be a good game.
That is gonna be a good game.
I got Baltimore in that game, but that's gonna be.
I'm gonna take
that's
Baltimore
something to
also.
look at.
The way I just seen Deshaun Watson finally show up, and the way Baltimore's offense is playing, I'm going Cleveland.
I'm not
Yeah,
just,
Deshaun Watson did come crazy.
He came crazy last
He,
game.
he played a really, really, really good game.
He did.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Baltimore. Steelers and Texans. I'm going Pitt.
I'm gonna go Steelers too. Shout out to CJ Stroud though.
Hey, he might be your one Ohio State quarterback.
That's what you know. That's what I've been thinking.
Yep.
I'm like, man, he might have broke.
We
the
need
curse.
one.
he broke the curse.
He might have broke the curse because he's playing well.
He's playing real good.
He's playing better than some veterans right now. Like a lot of them, including Joe Burrow. Like he's killing it right now. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah,
no interceptions through 3 games is crazy. Like shout out to CJ Stroud.
Especially for rookies. Yeah.
That's mine. Yeah. Shout out to
hold on.
CJ
So
Stroud.
it's the Steelers though. Ooh.
Yeah, Steelers and Texans.
Oh,
I'm gonna say Steelers, man. I think that
I
T.J.
think the
Watt might be a
defense.
little bit too much
Yeah, yeah, I think that
for
defense may be
Stroud.
a little too much, and this may be the game he threw a pick with, especially how they secondary been playing. I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying, like with Minka, like even Patrick,
you would hold on. You would say it. You would go
Look at
ahead and
curse
say
in
it.
there. Look at that curse in there. Go
This is
ahead.
gonna be the game. He throw that first
Hey,
this
pick.
may be the first one. I'm just
hate,
saying,
hate, hate, hate,
Hey,
hate.
I ain't got no love for the Texans.
keep taking care of the ball is all I gotta say, man.
Shoot, I ain't got no love for him. What about Indy and the Rams? Of course, I'm
Rams.
going Indy.
I really
I
don't.
was I think I went Rams.
Yeah, I think Rams on that.
You just go
But I
Rams.
mean, we don't even know who's gonna play for y'all. Like,
That's true too.
so
But
that's
Gardner Minshew been doing good, so I ain't got no problem with
yeah,
whoever play.
that's true.
I'll
That's
be
true.
honest. There's a couple teams that can use Gardner starting for them right now, bro.
I have no
Real
problem
talk.
with Gardner starting.
Jets,
Yeah.
the Jets
The
got to be the
Jets can
dumbest
use him.
franchise ever.
Oh yeah, they're dumb. They're
There's
dumb.
like I said a couple. I don't know if you were here, Justin, but I'm like I don't even understand why the Jets didn't call Andy Dalton. Like obviously now they can't because he's
Yeah.
he's even I think a Andy Dalton in the Jets would be a nice little segue between Aaron Rodgers coming back next year. Like
Yeah.
they're
You just
easy.
need
Better.
somebody serviceable.
Look, I would have
That's
called
all you
on
need.
real talk. I would have called on Jameis Winston before all that.
That's who I
For real.
said.
You
Yeah.
did
Can
say
y'all
that
can
last
y'all
week
vouch
as well.
that that's what I said
You
last
did
week?
say that.
That's
Yes,
exactly
100%.
who I said.
I would
they
have
should
called
call.
on Jameis for real.
For
I don't
sure.
know. The way Jameis looked,
For sure.
Look, Garrett Wilson throw the ball. It can't be no worse.
Jameis looked good. Jameis came in. He was like 10 or 12. No picks.
I guess no picks is good for him.
Yeah, bro. And like I was saying last week, I feel like the Jets team, the way they're constructed and their defense, like you could throw a couple picks, but you just got to score some.
Yeah,
If
you
you
got to
could
put
get
some points up
three
at some point.
touchdowns with the Jets, y'all probably gonna ride. Like
Yeah.
21 points
Like
against,
Broncos country.
90% of the league for the Jets would probably take them to the playoffs. So I mean, you can deal with a couple of interception here, interception there. You just got to get somebody to score something. Like
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
just get some touchdowns.
What about Tampa Bay and the Saints?
I got Tampa Bay on that, but
All
I
right.
mean that's another
That's what I
dud,
picked too. I picked Tampa Bay.
another dud
What
that I
about
wouldn't couldn't pay me to watch.
Philly and the Commanders?
Philly,
Oh, Philly.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
although they're not looking too hot either, but they still have
No, they're
enough to
not.
just bully who they've been
Yeah.
playing.
That
Especially
offensive line
with the
is
way
so
Sam,
good, man.
with the way Sam Howell been playing that offensive line and
Yeah.
their D line,
Yeah.
that's enough right there. Bengals and Titans.
Oh,
I got
Cincy.
I got the Bengals just because of that pass rush coming alive, and I see that Homeboy's been sacked 13 times down there.
Tannehill,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
thinking maybe we can make some. And they've
And
looked
they
bad.
look bad.
I ain't
They
even
have
gonna
no
sugarcoat
run
it.
game. No
Yeah.
run game.
And then Henry never really hoops against us anyway. I don't know
Anyway, nah.
why, but he
Mhm.
never nah. Because I
Hey,
think
they
like
did not get
smaller,
a ball
faster
hockey
backs are
ball.
better against us. But like powerful, straight to the hole, like we be kind of shutting that down most of the
Yeah,
time. So
the Hill and DJ Reader in there. Yeah, y'all fine. So,
yeah. I'm going sissy on that one.
Chargers and the Raiders.
Man, Chargers keep
Ugh.
fucking me balls. Like golly.
Mhm. Yeah,
They need to fire their coach. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't know if y'all
Man, he's a
man.
dumbass, ain't he?
Bailey,
What is he
man.
doing?
That dude is an idiot.
No. If
He's
they
an
would
idiot.
I said to myself, I was like, if they lose this game, he's fired for sure.
Literally, if I was the GM, I would have met him in the tunnel. Hey,
Yeah,
just
you're
go
out of
ahead
here,
and
bro.
yeah,
This dude
you're
went for it on 4th and 1 on his own 20, up 4 with like 2 minutes to go.
you're good.
Like
No
nigga.
Mike Williams, no Austin Eckler. Let's go for it.
And then your
Yeah,
quarterback is 40 for 47, and then you just
Yeah.
hand it off straight up the middle. I was so hoping that the Vikings was gonna win that because he would have been fired for sure.
yeah.
He would have been
Right
gone.
in
He
that
would have
tunnel.
out of there. He wouldn't have made it back to LA with the team
No.
for sure.
So we going with the Raiders? That's what y'all going
I
with?
am.
Nah, for
Nope.
some reason, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
I got
I
two
feel like
answers.
this is a trap game.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
He didn't win for 18 catches for
Oh,
like
Ike, is he playing?
215. Like
Is who playing?
Jimmy.
I think he is. I really don't.
he's
think
in
it
a
matters.
protocol right now though, so we don't
If
know.
he's your best option, it doesn't matter.
Man, put my man, what's his name from Purdue, O'Donnell or whatever. Man,
Hey,
put my
he
man
cut up in the
O'Donnell in.
preseason.
Yeah, put my man
Give him a
O'Donnell in.
shot. Give him a shot.
O'Donnell, McDonald's, it don't matter. If that's your best option,
Hey, Justin, he might actually play this week because they said Garoppolo had a concussion. So
All right,
It
get
might be on.
This is one of the few games I'm taking the Chargers. I told you I was off this bandwagon at the beginning of this,
yeah.
and I still
I'm
am. But I'm
still on
just
the
gonna take the
bandwagon. I
Chargers, probably
can't
on
tell you
principle.
why, but I'm
Yeah.
still on the bandwagon.
Patriots and Cowboys.
I'm going Patriots.
I'm going Cowboys
I'm
just
going
because I don't like the
Cowboys,
Patriots.
but I think Zeke goes crazy.
Yep.
I'm taking the Cowboys, but I couldn't tell you why.
After I seen the
Really?
Cowboys
You
offense,
got no faith in the Patriots.
But
Same
I feel
reason.
like
Yeah.
that defense against the Patriots offense, I feel like that's gonna shift.
you know the only reason why I said that though, Jared. What's the Cowboys' biggest weakness? They can't stop the run, bro. They
That's
ain't
what I'm
been
about
able
to
to
say.
stop
They
the
can't
run.
stop the
I,
run. And
I mean,
the
that's
Patriots are definitely run first and defense. They
Yeah, they
play
are
yeah,
gonna
Alabama
run the
between
ball.
football.
between Zeke and Stevenson. I'm going to expect the Patriots might end up running for but 5,200 yards on them.
I'm going
I
for
mean,
Dallas. I'm going Dallas just because I just can't root for the Patriots. But that's just my way of
Don't
picking.
get me started. Ike,
Yeah,
we had this
let's not.
conversation last
We
week.
already had this
That's the
conversation.
Lance, bro.
Cardinals and Niners.
Niners.
I'm not even going to dignify that.
Yeah, Niners.
Yeah.
Niners.
It's in the
Jet.
group though, just in case. So I
Oh,
actually picked my team. I
oh
don't just
yeah,
be
that's
like,
right.
hey,
You
So
already.
you,
How
you
do y'all
it's
put
not.
them in?
We're
assumption.
not just to assume it's the Niners. You're actually going to make sure we
Exactly.
know. Okay,
Yeah. I,
Yeah,
this
appreciate
right
that.
here. I got it
Appreciate
right
that.
here. It just said the group will be good.
right here. And I guess the last. Oh well, no, you got Chiefs and Jets. I mean, I guess we're all. I mean, the Jets until they figure out what to do on offense.
Must see
Man.
TV, eh?
Yeah. You can't really. I mean,
I'm gonna
but
be
you're
crocheting or
assuming.
sleeping during that
But
time.
when you're doing the schedule, you're assuming that's Aaron Rodgers. Like
Yeah, facts. That's a good
so.
point. That's a good point. That's a
And then
great
the
point.
Giants made the playoffs last year, and Seattle had the top offense last year for Monday night. So you don't really think that was going to be horrible. Or the Giants was going to come out the gate stumbling the way they have.
That's facts.
So I mean, that's why they're horrible now. But in hindsight, you
Yeah,
probably thought it was going
I
to be a
get
little
that. That's
different.
good. I'm glad you said that because I was kind of bummed out. I'm looking at these promos. I'm like, why? Why
Yeah.
are the Jets on Sunday night? But that's a very good point. Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner,
Yeah,
Garrett
you probably
Wilson.
thought that was going to be a
Yeah.
way better game.
Yep, that's
And
facts. That
Giants
makes sense.
Seahawks the last game, man. Before we get out of here,
I'm gonna go Seahawks.
oh,
Seattle.
I'm gonna go Giants.
That's crazy.
That's out on a whim.
Boo boo.
And this nigga Steve.
That's me.
You know what it is? What it is.
So yeah, man. I guess we can final thought this thing on out the window, man. Well, we can start with Justin, man. Man, you been MIA, man. Everything good, man. Let's catch up with you real quick. That's my final thoughts, man.
Nah, man, just good.
Did y'all
man.
win?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Y'all
So,
good, man. Y'all team is really good. So I ain't really worried about y'all winning.
Man, that's a whole nother discussion.
Conversation.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
I'm over it. They coach can go into the trash can.
Man, ours too, man. It'd be taking so much out of me not to just jump in the huddle and say my say.
She's past her time. Unfortunately, she's one of them coaches that because she played, she thinks that means she can coach.
Okay.
And
That
she's
makes
an older lady. I mean, she probably played, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but she probably was playing like if I had to guess, like the 60s or the 70s. Like she an older lady, man. So
Yeah,
like,
she's old. I mean,
yeah.
hey, but I
Man,
mean,
defund Justin's daughter's volleyball coach. Like, what are we doing?
Hey,
What are we doing here? Get her
Man.
out
I
of
was
here.
waiting for a defund.
hey.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, get out of here.
yeah, man. Like
Gotta get her out of here, man.
say with our coaches, man, we don't sub often. Like when we do sub, we don't put the right people on the front line or back line. Like it's just
Man, if y'all came and see it, I'm gonna be honest, y'all probably would have left because of the stuff like. She's one of them coaches, man, where it's like if she actually had like, if what she did made any sense, maybe you can get behind it. But I tell y'all this because y'all play sports. Like they got two girls who never come out of a game at all, ever.
They've never. Would you say
never came out. No matter the rotation, they've never come out.
Okay. Yeah.
And look, I root for all them kids. I want all them kids to have great experiences. So like, I'm not even that far. I'm the hardest on my own kids. So like,
right.
yeah, But like, I've literally seen her kill a couple girls' confidence because she snatches them after one mistake, while these other kids see these other girls able to make 10 mistakes. And like, cause it's not like they don't make mistakes. All of them do.
Yeah,
They're
they're
young,
all gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
man, and it just hurt my heart, man. Probably like 2 games into this season, man, I seen a girl pretty much go into tears, man, because the coach snatched her, and after one mistake, and then she let these other girls keep playing, and she just, I'll be honest, she's out of touch with the girl. Man, I've seen kids the last game, bro. Like I promise you, I can't make this up. It couldn't happen when we played. Man, the coach called her name in the middle of the game. The girl had the audacity. She looked at her like this, like, "What do you want?" and turned away while the coach was talking to her.
Wow.
Coach didn't take her out or nothing. Let the girl keep playing.
Yeah.
It's one of the girls who she never takes out. And I laugh because I'm like, man, these girls don't have no respect for you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Nah,
crazy.
man. Like it's like when we play, when our daughters teams played against each other. Like I seen that, but I was just kind of like, I mean, she seems like she coaches hard, which I'm all about coaching hard. So like, look, I ain't one mistake come out, but then like our coach, like, it's clearly this player right here. And I'm gonna say this player. This player right
Yeah,
here.
just leave it because I don't want. I
Yeah,
don't
cause
want
I don't want nobody
to.
parents to see this and be like,
No.
hey, cause I'm the loudest one at the game, just to
My
tell you.
my my, my
I'm
defund hand is
cheering.
strong, so
I am cheering. Hey, I'm
I
cheering. I'm
will I
cheering.
will defund somebody's middle school child if
Hey,
they need to be defunded.
I cheer all game, both games from beginning to end. That's how I am. Win, lose, or draw, I'm making noise the whole time. So everybody would know me if I say something. But this one player, keep putting them in. Good on the front line. She can't serve and she cannot play back line. And she just lets her play. And we've lost at least 2 games because of her.
Damn.
Single handedly. But again, I'm there for everybody, man. Go Rangers. That's all I say. Go Rangers.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yep.
I'm there for everybody.
I am, man. I cheer for
Listen,
everybody, man. But yeah, nah, man. It's crazy, man. This volleyball thing is, hey, ain't no play thing. Ain't no
No.
play thing. These girls be going hard. But it's fun, man. When they win, like how happy they are and all that things. But even when they lose, man, I've had to teach my daughter. She's crying last game. I'm like, what you crying for? What you running in the hall crying for? That's selfish. When y'all win, y'all dance together. When y'all lose, hey, y'all need to talk about it. What y'all did wrong. Come together. Figure it
Yep.
out. Hey, we got practice tomorrow. We're gonna fix our mistakes. We got a game on Thursday. Hey, we're gonna come back, we win Thursday. You supposed to be one of the leaders on the team. You one of the best players. You gotta be there for everybody. You know what I mean? But you run in the hallway, you making it think about you. Like everybody like, why are y'all out there crying for? Like now it's not about the team. Now they worried about you. You need to be out there with them and expressing yourself and your passion for the game and encouraging for the next game.
That's good talk.
So she learning. This is
That's
her
solid.
first time competing, so she don't really know about the camaraderie part of it. But
That's
yeah.
all you know about camaraderie when you've been in prison for 14 years.
Here you go. Here you go. Look, anytime
Hey
you
man,
want
you
me
ain't have
to,
to get into it.
anytime you want me to ship her to Atlanta
Hey
for
man,
a
she come down
summer,
here.
let me know.
She can't come for the whole summer though.
All right, hey, I give you
I'm a,
1 week with her.
I'm a single man. Streets be calling, bro.
All right, that's fine too. I give you 1 week. She's self sufficient.
She be here eating pizza rolls by herself.
She would love it. She would love it. I'm telling you. But the first time you tell her to do something and she act like she don't hear you, she say, huh, what, or something super disrespectful,
That's cool.
day one,
Hey, you know the good thing about being an uncle is like I can give back to the parents.
yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
hey, go ahead, go back to your daddy.
Yeah,
Before I sit you outside like Fred Flintstone did Dino.
hey,
Yeah.
you be
I,
ready for it.
I think I straightened my daughter up, y'all, because after we played them. I threatened to send her over there to Vernon. I said, "You keep on." I said, "I'm gonna send you right on over there."
We were
I
talking in
ain't,
the parking lot. Yeah.
I ain't had too many problems since then.
Hey, you
To
don't
the
want these.
warden.
You don't want these problems.
Mm.
You don't want these problems, man. Look, do what you're supposed to do, man. We ain't got no issues, man. You have whatever you want. But when you start acting crazy, hey, we're gonna sit you down.
And when he say sit you down,
Literally, sit you down.
Be it.
Be it. Yep. One day, it goes to a week, goes to a month, rest of
goes to
this
a
year,
year.
rest
She
of
don't-
this year, six
She's
months,
probably
three.
on
Look,
punishment now, right?
she cool.
Oh, cool.
So
Shit.
I guarantee
She
you,
cool.
if you go in
We
her
about to
room,
pull
it's
up.
gonna be like she gonna be in a writ and knife on the wall like Ayana was here.
with a date.
like she in Shawshank.
Y'all are wild. Look,
Tally
y'all, this
marks
is
all
not.
over.
Look. Man, we old.
Hey,
Look.
she got a bucket in her room.
Oh man,
She got-
y'all are wild, bro.
She be in there making little fires. Keep
Yep.
going.
Look,
Like a
That's
slave.
crazy.
look.
Hey,
First off,
hey,
Jared, me and
you
you
got-
parent the same way.
that's why I wasn't trying to laugh too hard, because
And then Justin, you called me for tips.
Hey,
So don't make it sound like I'm just super unreasonable.
that didn't have to make it on air. But
Apparently, it worked.
like, what are we talking about? Okay.
So, shoot, look, you gonna act right. I ain't got time. All right, man. Anything else, man? Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm not editing any of this. I'm sending this whole video.
Yeah, they can just get the whole.
They can have fun.
thing.
Yeah, this is what we do. This is what we do. This is the Epic Podcast. This is what we do, man. So, any final thoughts on sports wise?
Bro, yeah, I've said enough.
You said enough. I've said enough.
I've
Everybody
said
said enough. Everybody chilling. All right, man. This has been the Epic
enough.
Podcast, man. We see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Holla.